accused Nigerian comedian Taoma has apologized. This is after the YouTube star filed a lawsuit against the filmmaker for defamation of character and false accusation. Well, the quick backstory: the comedian was called out on Twitter by filmmaker with Twitter handle Ola on Deck, claiming she charged his client 1.5 million for a video that didn't meet their expectations. And yes, what do you think of this?
It's interesting to see that they actually never worked together. So the guy was just properly defaming her. It pained me because I remember that conversation I talked, trying to understand how this guy could have maybe been unsatisfied, and just ranting up and down.
So
for somebody that you're not even like.
He ran off site talks.
Basically, so you had no personal conversation with this person. There wasn't any 1.5 million that was given to her. You were just, I guess we're just gossiping. It's quite silly. And I guess she's a nice person, but me, it wouldn't end in just you wrote one letter, you put my heading, and then you said your story. There should be some kind of settlement for that.
I asked for 7 newspaper publications, 2 TV stations, 3 radio stations.
And some money.
And on the blog, no need for money. We just stress you. You go to, I want it in Ibafo. You get somewhere far, you have to go there, you have to be physically present.
I'm going to tell them the story that you did not give me any money.
You get, and in fact, I will book your interviews in the stations. You know, I'll make sure you are stressed out. So that next time, before you do it, or somebody else, they will think about it. See, that money is too easy. People are making money. No money, no money. And go to say money, no dey Lagos. You know them, but money there everywhere. So this money thing is becoming easy. People will just pay over there. Yeah. Why do you think a lot of people are still flouting the COVID-19 rules? Because, they see that, I can pay. A lot of clubs are still open because how much is the fine? 200K. How much are they making a night? 1.6, 3 million, 5 million. So what is 200K compared to what they're making a night? So it's all good, guys, and I'm sure you guys have enjoyed doing this with us. And I hope people learn their lessons and don't just defame people's characters when they just feel like they have something to say.
So it's fair to say that Taoma has not given any bad service.
No bad vibes.
No bad vibes.
No bad vibes.
Okay,
Big
girl.
shout out to Taoma, by the way. Big shout out to Taoma. And I like the way she handled all of this. I like the way she actually handled it. You know, no long talk. Just came with, big grammar, big English, precise. Lawyer. You know, pasted it there. You know, apologize. Let me know who you did.
I'm telling you.
Well, that's how we say. It's all words. It's all over. I wish we had more time to chill with you guys. But thank you for watching. You can join the conversation on social media with the hashtag #TeaTime. Or tweet at us at +TV Africa. You can also watch all our previous episodes, including this one, and all our exclusive content by subscribing to our YouTube channel at +TV Africa. And you can catch us in London on Ben Television. A big thank you goes out to my co-anchor, Ife Omai. And I am Ife Lua Oshike, signing out. Oshe, Bades.
For upcoming artists to blow in Nigeria.
Welcome to Plus Trending. I am Bookie November, your host, saying thank you for joining us on today's episode.
Welcome back. It's Tea Time on Plus TV Africa.
Practice makes perfect. I'm not perfect yet, but I'm a lot better than I used to be.
He's a king. He's entitled to marry 100 if he wants to.
A lot of the jobs that exist today will not exist in the next 10 years.
10 years.
When I see people today shouting, we're not too young to run, we are ready to run. Ready to run to where?
The people of excellence are, to a certain extent, being held ransom by idiots and bandits.
Once you are in government, you believe everything you do is right. And once you are in opposition, everything the government does is wrong.
And so it's time for us to take over power.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Red Carpet. I am your host, Razia Adam. In this episode, we're going to take a look back at the crazy year of 2020 and the events that took place all year long. I know that we're all looking forward to 2021. Let's take a look. Now, we all know the coronavirus took up our entire year. So we're going to begin with some of 2020's big moments in entertainment, including how celebrities came together to reach those stuck at home during the lockdown, like myself, and I'm sure you, from putting on live shows to raffling special opportunities, all to raise awareness and funds for the global fight against the spread of coronavirus.
Mariah Carey, Billie Eilish, and Tim McGraw headlined a virtual benefit concert hosted by Elton John to raise money to help fight the spread of the coronavirus. Eilish later took part in another fundraising event to support healthcare workers responding to the global outbreak. Curated by pop star Lady Gaga, the telecast One World Together at Home was a joint effort with the group Global Citizen, which also featured Paul McCartney and Lizzo. From hiding to cooking to chocolate, actor Kevin Bacon joined other celebrities online, including supermodel Naomi Campbell and singer Jon Bon Jovi, to reveal to writers just how they were surviving quarantine.
You know, we love to cook, so we've been cooking a lot, and we like the challenge of trying to figure out what's just what's lying around in the pantry and make something good from it.
I treat myself. I either have some cookies, gluten-free cookies, or I've got a whole stash of English chocolate, meaning flakes, caramels, Twixes, Galaxy bars, dairy milk chocolate. So that's my little treat at night.
Trying to hide from my wife and 4 kids. You know, you're getting to know yourself pretty well. You know, you catch up on all those things like cleaning your closet and reading a book.
Some artists released new music this year, which came mostly as a welcome surprise for fans during the months of lockdown. In February, Billie Eilish released her much-anticipated official theme song to the forthcoming James Bond film, No Time to Die. Meanwhile, the new Bond film's female star, British actress Lashana Lynch, spoke out about the online backlash she received after it was reported she would assume the 007 title. In March, Lady Gaga released the dance track Stupid Love from her 6th album, Chromatica, with a music video shot on an iPhone. She later released the upbeat single Rain on Me, collaborating with Ariana Grande for the first time. The dance track won Song of the Year at the 2020 MTV Video Music Awards. In July, Taylor Swift surprised fans with what she said was an unplanned new album. Folklore is her 8th studio album, and the standard edition includes 16 songs. Canadian rapper Drake teamed up with American rapper Lil Durk to release Laugh Now, Cry Later. One of the biggest issues in 2020 was racial inequality. Social media turned the color black on June 2nd as the music industry and stars, including Rihanna, Katy Perry, and others, showed their support for Blackout Tuesday. Leading record labels and others pledged to suspend business and work with communities to fight racial inequality after protests erupted in the United States following the death of George Floyd in May. And we can't forget how Prince Harry and wife Meghan Markle announced their plans to step back from their roles as senior members of Britain's royal family and work to become financially independent. The couple remained busy as Meghan narrated a film on the Disney Plus platform that follows the journey of a family of elephants across Africa.
So one of the most anticipated films this year was Beyonce's Black is King. I know that I definitely downloaded Disney Plus this year and I watched that movie. So Beyonce's film gained global fans and critics for its portrayal of African culture. In South Africa, where several scenes in the 85-minute feature were filmed, many say it's more than just a movie. VOA's Anita Powell reports from Johannesburg.
Unlike any other.
Black is King is a new visual album and musical film directed, executive produced, and written by American singer-songwriter Beyonce. The film stands alongside her album The Lion King, The Gift. It was shot last year in the US, South and West Africa, and Europe, and features many African artists. The film, released in July, has been generally well received by audiences, but it does have its critics. Some say that Beyoncé, who was born in the U.S. city of Houston, in Texas, is guilty of cultural appropriation for using African imagery throughout the work without having any specific cultural roots to the continent. But in South Africa, those involved in the production were thrilled.
I'm really, really honored to have become part of the crew that put together this film. And on my side, I really, really like the film. I really love the film. It went into a lot of things that we haven't been told in our schools about Black history. And when like I saw the film, that's when I started to see that the stories and the attires and outfits that she was putting, and the whole scene really represented something deeper than what people were expecting.
While the film is not widely available on the continent, South Africa's largest cable provider made it available to premium subscribers. Beyoncé fan Khosi Motsoane says African diaspora, including Black Americans, have the right to reference what some see as African culture.
Black women have always been on the lowest sort of like strata of social hierarchy. And to have them occupy these really key, critical, profoundly influential platforms is really it's heartening and it's encouraging.
On one thing, her African supporters agree. If Black is king, Beyoncé is the queen. Anita Powell, VOA News, Johannesburg.
So I would say 2020 was also the year of creativity. A lot of us had to come up with new ways to showcase what we usually do. Some made us dream with their movies, others made us dance and filled our hearts with music, others influenced our lives with their writings and designs. VOA correspondent Mariama Diallo reports on some of the people who passed away in 2020. Unfortunately, we have quite a long list, but let's see who impacted our lives.
Among the movie actors lost in 2020, Sean Connery, who died at 90. The charismatic Scottish movie legend shot to international stardom playing the first James Bond.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Chadwick Boseman, another superstar, also passed away. He was 43 and was best known for his title role in Black Panther. From the music world,
rock and roll is alive forever.
Rock and Roll Hall of Famers Little Richard and Bill Withers, Grammy winners John Prine, and Kenny Rogers. An actor-singer, Rogers preferred to be known as a country singer despite his crossover music success. Manu Dibango, who fused African rhythms with funk, died at 86. The Cameroon-born saxophonist was also known for his effervescent personality.
Le rire, comment dire, symphonique, j'allais dire, de
Manu Dibango's symphonic laughter. He wouldn't say a sentence without bursting out laughing. He was a man at his age of inalienable youth, unalterable, and always positive.
Toujours positif.
The sudden death of basketball legend Kobe Bryant and his 13-year-old daughter in a helicopter crash shocked the world in 2020, prompting an outpouring of grief. Another sudden loss felt around the world, Argentine soccer giant Diego Armando Maradona, who suffered a heart attack. 3 former presidents also died in 2020. Former presidents of Ghana, Jerry Rawlings, of Mali, Amadou Toumani Touré, and most recently, France's Valéry Giscard d'Estaing. Other public figures, U.S. Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, a legal and feminist icon, died at 87.
We must say, wake up, America, wake up! We're going to continue to fight.
A pioneer of the civil rights movement, John Lewis, died in 2020 after serving more than 3 decades in the House of Representatives.
We have made some progress. We've come a distance, but we still have a distance to go. We still have roads to travel.
And George Floyd, a black man whose death in police custody
begging for his life,
sparked an uproar against racial injustice in the U.S. and around the world, was among those the world lost this year. But 2020 will also be remembered for COVID-19, which caused hundreds of thousands of people to perish as the pandemic swept across the world, shattering economies and lives. As the year drew to a close, more than 68 million people were infected worldwide and more than 1.5 million died from the illness. Mariama Diallo, VOA News, Washington.
Now, for all you sports fans out there, I know that none of you guys really got to sit at the stadium this year and make as much noise as you wanted to. And it's all because of the terrible coronavirus. The pandemic caused havoc with the year's sporting calendar, with many events canceled or postponed across the globe. Let's take a look at how it changed sports this year.
One of the biggest stories of the year was the postponement of the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. In March, International Olympic Committee President Thomas Bach announced that the Games would be delayed until 2021.
In order to safeguard the health of the athletes and everybody involved in the Olympic Games, that we have to postpone the Olympic and Paralympic Games Tokyo 2020 to the year 2021 with the aim to have it there at the latest in summertime 21.
Both the Wimbledon tennis tournament and the Open Golf Championship, which were due to take place in Britain in 2020, were cancelled altogether, while other sports such as the NBA were shortened. Also in sports this year was a show of support for the Black Lives Matter movement. LeBron James and Lewis Hamilton took leading roles, along with US Open tennis champion Naomi Osaka, as taking a knee became a common sight before the start of play in many sports.
So we spoke about mental illness a couple times in a couple episodes, especially during our pandemic for this entire year. As a way to wrap up 2020, we're going to be on that topic, sort of. But Washington, D.C.'s Architect House, the first U.S. museum of digital and experimental art, transformed its space into a unique exhibition designed to help people combat COVID-19 anxiety. Maximum Moskalev has the story.
So here you can actually see your silhouette in the installation. You literally become a part of the art, but you're also controlling this wave of crystals that grows wherever you go.
Artec House in Washington creates interactive exhibits using digital technologies in art. Its latest exhibition is called Crystalline. This art space was created in partnership with a New Jersey-based color company called Pantone that annually presents a color of the year. The color chosen to represent 2020, a tough year that has included the coronavirus pandemic, is classic blue, reminiscent of the sky at dusk.
This has been a difficult year for all of us around the world for many reasons, and this color was chosen for its dependable qualities, its calming qualities, its inspiring qualities, the ability for this color to help us center ourselves and move forward with confidence.
Artec House also has installations in Miami and New York City. Each of the three features a color that represents either air, water, or earth. This one in Washington is dedicated to Earth. The center of the exposition is a large-scale installation that represents a world of change. Thanks to large projections and motion sensors, anyone can create their own visual effects here.
To be honest, this is my second time here. Last time I was here, it was a summertime, so it was more like floral kind of themed artwork here. But today, it's so relaxing. It's like the crystals, the blue theme and everything. It's very relaxing.
The exhibit organizers hope this calming yet inspiring installation helps visitors battle the pandemic-related anxiety and forget, if for a little bit, about the grim COVID-19 reality. Maxim Moskalko for VOA News, Washington.
So guys, we are at the end of our show, and we are also done wrapping up that chaotic 2020 year. So now we're going to be talking about 2021 for the next following episodes. I'm so happy I was able to host this episode. My name is Razia Adam. I hope everybody had a happy new year. See you guys next time.
if we don't put our best people forward, you're not expecting magic.
All of us in Nigeria have one mental health issue or the other. And so, by the time you bring up these children not to understand what challenges are, the first challenge they face, they want to just end it all.
I don't think that we're going to
I saw it
do
coming.
anything in 2021.
I saw it
I think
coming.
we're going to go deeper into suffering.
It's horrible. Everything is Nigerians are impoverished every day. It looks like when we wake up on a good day, the government has one more policy to make us poorer.
We have duplication of work, passing files from one person to the other for no reason.
What are you borrowing for? We can't see anything.
The government needs to look inwards, to change things, to save us money, and then redistribute the wealth, where the wealthiest 1% of Nigeria can actually feed the whole of Nigeria.
Politics has helped shape the decision of the polity, from conspiracy theories to good old-fashioned comic politics.
These are the result of tomorrow's election. You have it already, Abi. I am not hungry. If I need appointment, all I need to do is to start praising government.
Plus, politics will fill the polls of the country, from friends to frenemies, even strange bedfellows, to clones and stooges. We go beyond the rhetorics and the drama to analyze the story behind the story.
Let everybody come and say. The moment we stop having charlatans occupy political offices, we will curtail hate speech.
Plus Politics, not just another political show. It's about putting you, the citizens, in the know.
Abraham, Moses, Jacob, you are one family.
There's no doing all this sport in Nigeria.
See how your body just dripping diamond.
Truthfully, women, we are dangerous, for real. And it happens. So, it happens. It's a hard one, for real, but it happens. That's all I know.
Well, from what we've been hearing, it happens maybe sometimes. I won't say it's right. However, in a situation where that happens, there's different sides to it. You know, if the man, for instance, has a good relationship with the kids, depending on their age also. For instance, you can the reaction when the kids are still like maybe age 1, age 2, age 3, is going to be different from, for instance, if the kids are like 20-something, 30-something years. In that case, life goes on. If the children are grown-ups and they still feel, oh, even if you are not their biological father, but they still feel that, oh, you are the father we know, then the relationship can continue.
It's strange as it is, as it sounds, and whatever around it, everything for me is strange. You understand? I mean, it could be a fiction, it could be, I don't know, is there any reality in what you're saying, or is something that you watch on, is it African Magic now? Is it just a joke or just a play or something?
Well, it depends on who the
father of the child is, if he's a bad man, definitely anything can happen. Do you understand? But if he's a good person, it's a very bad thing to do. There are some grounds where you can do that. Very terrible Yoruba demon.
I will turn the person, and from there I will know how detailed they go, and I will trace to know the place the person come from. I will make sure that I verify, not that to chase it. The person is not a cow, is not a goat. Rather, I will train the person and I will verify to know the taproot where the person come from. That's what I can do. Yes. I will give it to them because I'm not the one that get the picking.
Oh, by God's grace, that one cannot happen with me. No, he will go and find his father.
I will do a DNA test before I leave the hospital, personally. Yes.
You will do it?
I will.
But you are the one that carried it.
You know me, they fit change picking for hospital now.
Oh, okay.
So I will, personally.
Okay, because of the...
anything can happen. Yes, our healthcare system is messed up for you. Like, you can't trust even the doctor, the nurses. Truthfully, before I used to have this notion that if you come to me with that, we are done after you get the results. But thinking about it now, I doubt if I'll be offended.
Before you go in to marry a lady, you must first of all know who the lady is or who the man is. Because if the person you are going with has been an untruthful person from the beginning, you get, so every other thing you build on that is going to fail. But if there have been trust from the beginning, or more like if you are sure of who you are dealing with, then I don't think that should be need for paternity test.
Abraham, Moses, Jacob, you are one family.
There's nothing like this sport in Nigeria.
See how your body just dripping diamond.
To an extent, the reading culture of Nigerians is not too good. A lot of people believe that every other thing is much more important than buying a book to read. Apart from the fact that people just want to read books for the purpose of passing their exams or going through school, hardly do people believe that reading outside that purpose still will help them to an extent.
It's been full of ups and downs. Nigerians don't read. I dare to disagree because, we're 16K followers strong on our Instagram account, on other platforms as well. We also have a huge following. So if at all people are not interested in books in Nigeria, we don't have people follow in the first place. And it's so exciting to find out that there are so many people outside of Lagos in deep core parts of Nigeria that are buying and shopping for us, and they are just so excited that this book is locally available and it's sort of like within reach for them. So it's been exciting. It could be better, but again, we do it for the culture, you do it for the passion, and hopefully more stakeholders get interested in it, and it gets better. I got into selling books because I was very passionate about it, and then I was hungry to find other people like me. I wanted to connect with them, and the kind of books that fascinated me were not, I could hardly find people around who were excited about them as well. So at the time, when I interact with people within my age range, they're either talking about some foreign authors that write books outside of the context that I'm familiar with. So I wanted to meet with other young people, other people of like minds who were excited about the kind of books that I liked. And that was basically how it all began. And then beyond that also, I definitely used to go to some website online to find out what books are first to reckon with internationally. And then most of those books are not available locally, so I had to either shop from some big names out there. And then I thought, if these books are available and people are actually talking about them, reviewing them, perhaps there might be young people or people in Nigeria as well that would really want to read about them. So I end up bringing a few copies, see if I can circulate within my circle, publicize, use social media, and see how far it goes. And so that was how it all started.
It's actually more like born out of inspiration, and then the drive to bring books closer to people, because at some points that I loved reading, I found it hard getting the kind of books I really always wanted to read. So it was like yeah, you could get this for other people, and then it's been there for me. So I'm having fun doing what I'm doing, and I'm the fact that I can have access to books too as a bookseller is fantastic for me. Yeah, it's been profitable. It's how you do the business that makes it profitable for you. So it's been profitable. It may not be the best of the businesses in the country or in the world, especially maybe in this part of the world, knowing fully well the attitude to reading and education generally, and then even government's attitude to education, but still, there are still people who know that without education they wouldn't be where they are, and then even if they are not educated, they get the best of educated people to work for them. So that means education, which comes through reading of books, is a key and vital role in this life.
It has enhanced reading, but what I realize is that even for those who normally would not like to buy a Bible before, because of the ability to read their Bibles from their phones, a lot of people are beginning to dump reading Bibles on their phones with buying regular Bibles, because they've seen the importance of having to carry a Bible or read a hard copy Bible. When people read from their phones, most times they can't easily go back or even highlight certain things. But with the hard copy Bible, they are able to do some highlighting, go back, make references and all that. So technology, to an extent, it has its own advantage and its own disadvantage to our business. Advantages are the fact that people could, read at any time they want to, in the dark, wherever. But disadvantage is the fact that it's handy, when you have your books on your media, electronic media. But for those who still cherish the hard copy books, they still come back, to pick up the hard copy books from us. A lot of Nigerians are writing more, because virtually on a daily basis we get new books from Nigerian writers, asking that Latana should carry their books. It's a bit challenging, but at the same time we try to encourage them, to review their books and then accept it for display on our shelves.
We still battle with issues of piracy. There are times where royalties are not paid the way they are supposed to. Publishing houses don't put enough effort to promoting books the way they are supposed to. So that way books, and people are not even aware that some Nigerian authors are writing really, really good books. I think sometimes more books written by Nigerian authors are sort of like accepted in the Western world better than they are locally. And also, in terms of marketing, publicity, locally, more effort still needs to be put in place to help us combat issues of piracy, and then ensure that people are more able to access so many of these books as well locally.
For book lovers, I say keep reading, because you know already what you are gaining from reading, and then for governments, give more allocation to education. Allocation to education is very important, and you can't have a government that just places less emphasis on education, and every year you expect your people to be better, and then there are fightings. Any small thing, any little thing, there's fights, and it's all because of the level of exposure and education of the people, and it's playing a role in every facet of the economy, every facet of the society, because people are not well enlightened about their rights, about the opportunities that they can actually get, and many of those things come in through parts of education, and reading is part of it.
Contrary to popular belief, Corona is not a hoax. The virus is real. Be responsible. Wear a mask. Wash your hands with soap and water and avoid crowded places. Maintain physical distancing. Be responsible. Together, we can overcome the pandemic.
Thanks for joining us on the news on Plus TV Africa. I am Osaogie Ogbonwa. President Muhammadu Buhari has told his Republic of Benin counterpart, President Patrice Talon, that Nigeria will continue to work with its neighbors on the importance of good neighborliness. The president stated this in Abuja when President Talon of the Republic of Benin paid him an official visit. He recalled that on the assumption of office for the first term in 2015, one of the very first steps he took was to visit neighboring countries, Chad, Niger, Cameroon, and Benin, all towards forging a common understanding on crucial issues, including security, trade, and development. President Talon disclosed that he was in Nigeria to show gratitude to President Buhari for the robust leadership he displays in Nigeria and Africa. And the presidency has noted that as a lawyer, the Ondo State Governor, Rotimi Akeredolu, in tackling insecurity, is not expected to unilaterally oust Fulani headsmen in the state, or he will go against the constitution of the country. This followed an ultimatum issued by the government for them to vacate government reserves over security concerns. According to the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, the presidency maintained that asking the headers to leave can set off a chain of events which the Constitution anticipated and tries to guard against. And the Zamfara state government has denied an online media report that it gave hillock strokes to repentant bandits. The State Commissioner for Security and Home Affairs, Abubakar Dauran, described the report as unfounded. He said that a discreet investigation carried out by the state government showed that the false report did not emanate from any of the security agencies operating in the state, as contained in the online media report. An online media platform on Tuesday released a report alleging that the Zamfara state government gave 3 vehicles to repentant bandits, which they now use to perpetrate crimes, thereby betraying the peace accord which they entered with the government. And also in the news, the police in Adamawa State have confirmed the release of a traditional ruler, Mustafa Amadu, abducted by gunmen in the state. He was kidnapped about midnight on Monday in Mayo Farang, a few hours before he arrived from a trip, or after rather he arrived from a trip to Abuja. He is the district head of Mayo Farang and Sarkin Noman Adamawa. Confirming his release on Wednesday morning, the police spokesperson in the state, Suleiman Ngoroje, said the ruler has been reunited with his family in good condition. Ngoroje said the police were still looking for the kidnappers. And the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission says there are about 13 court cases against Aisha Wakil, popularly known as Mama Boko Haram, at the federal and state high courts in Maiduguri. According to a statement by Northeast Zonal Head of the EFCC, Egbodolo Lumide, the 3 counts before Justice Aisha Kumalia of the Borno State High Court in Maiduguri is a fresh charge bordering on criminal conspiracy and obtaining money by false pretense and inducement. It noted that the charges were against Aisha Wakil, Saidu Daura, and Lawal Shoyedi as Chief Executive Officer, Program Manager, and Country Director, respectively, of a non-governmental organization, Complete Care and Aid Foundation. They were alleged to have obtained the sum of 41 billion naira by false pretense. The Vice President, Yemi Osinbajo, has assured that with the successful activation of the Economic Sustainability Plan's cash transfer scheme, the present administration's vision of reducing extreme poverty by lifting at least 20 million Nigerians out of poverty in the next 2 years is now within reach. He stated this while flagging off virtually the cash transfer scheme to be facilitated through a wholly technology-based approach called the Rapid Response Register. According to a statement issued by spokesman Laolu Akonde, the scheme is aimed at delivering financial support to at least 1 million urban-based households using technology. And the meeting to resolve the impasse between the delegation of the Academic Staff Union of Universities and the Ebonyi State Government on Tuesday ended in a deadlock. The meeting was to amicably resolve the face-off between both parties, which has disrupted academic activities in the university. National Vice President, Academics of ASU, Professor Emmanuel Osedeke, said the delegation was disappointed with the reaction of the state governor, who is a visitor to the university. He said that the delegation would, however, discuss the development at its Congress on January 20th and brief its national body for decisions to be taken. The Commissioner for Education in Ebonyi, Dr. Onyebuchi Chima, on his part, said the governor did not threaten anyone and did not back out from the negotiations. Still in the news, the Nigerian Communications Commission says over 47 million Nigerians have registered for the national identity numbers. NCC Director of Public Affairs, Ikechukwu Adinde, says the figures represented the statistics collected by telecommunication mobile operators. Adinde is optimistic that many more Nigerians would be linked up before the deadline for the exercise in February. Reacting to the report, the NCC spokesman said the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Issa Pantabi, expressed satisfaction with this commendable achievement. He was said to have expressed the federal government's appreciation for the commitment demonstrated by all stakeholders and citizens and urged them to submit their NINs before the 9th of February 2021 deadline. And following the deadline for the linking of the national identity numbers with mobile SIM cards, Nigerians who are seen crowded at the registration centers amid the COVID-19 pandemic have expressed worry, calling for extension and more registration centers to be opened to ease off the process. Jacinta Obiuko reports.
Nigerians seen here at the Koyi Registration Center believe the deadline date is not feasible considering Nigerians' population.
They must extend it. What is the population of Nigeria? How many people have been captured? Over 1 million people have not been captured. So they will tell the 1 million people that they will not use their phone again.
At the National Identification Management Commission headquarters in Lagos, there are different stages of queues. Gaining entrance through the main gate does not guarantee success as the queue continues inside.
We've been here 3 days now. What if they ask me tomorrow not to resume at my place of work? Time in place.
We are just involved in the process, Ministry NCC, but it's the Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy and the Honorable Minister that issued the directive